name is Stephanie Neves. I work for Arizona Department of Transportation. I've been with the state for approximately 18 years. I actually did 14 years at the Department of Administration, and I've been at ADOT for the last 4. What I've done with the state is I do system integrations, implementation, and upgrades. So I'm not the IT type of person. I'm actually an accountant and finance person by trade, and just found my little niche and have been going on it ever since. I currently am the administrator, and I oversee TRIRGA for the entire state of Arizona. We have approximately 2,500 buildings across all areas and all types of land.
My name is Sanjiv Singh, Ecofm Solutions. Ecofm has been around for now 24 years, and I've been with it for 22 as the first business partner of TRIRGA. Before that, I worked for TRIRGA, so been around the block since '95, and worked on a number of projects through my career here, and being an IBM actually should be champion. It was a mistake. This IBM champion. And so I've been champion for 4 years, and so is Stephanie. She's been the champion this year. So we are co-champions doing this presentation. All right. Stephanie?
So what laws, regulations, and/or statutes does your business client or your business, fall under?
One of the things we wanted to do is keep it very interactive. And so you'll not see a whole bunch of slides, but we like to, Stephanie's going to probably ask you some questions, and let's have some participation here.
All right, so we're going to start with the 5 W's of gaps, because we're going to be filling in the gaps, right? So TRIRGA is a very robust system. There's a lot of modules. There's things that come in and out of it all the time. So we are going to look at who is using the system. First W. Secondly, what data enters or exits and how it affects the use of that system. Or other systems, right? If it's exiting, that means it's integrating and going somewhere else. When is your system most vulnerable? Then where are the weak points within your usage? And lastly, why do you keep ahead and aware of changes with laws, regulations, or statutes? Because it's not just using the system. It's using the system and knowing what you're putting in there and what's coming out of it, and making sure that, especially with the state, we have to make sure we're abiding by, is there federal money? Is it state money? Is it what we call 3P, public-private partnership? They all have rules and regulations attached. So let's start with the who. So who are the people or users of TRIRGA? Anybody? No? So people, right? We have employees, vendors, consultants, external contacts, and report users. Now let's jump over to organization, the other side of it. We have divisions, external companies, and work groups. Again, each one has its own checks and balances. You have to know, can your external company actually use your system, or is that against some kind of law or statute or policy that your agency or company has? Again, this is interactive. We aren't, we're not here. We all use the system. The whole point today is maybe we'll learn something from one another, right? What are your checks and balances? How do you make sure the system keeps moving forward? Is data updated periodically or on a schedule? Does anybody have integrations? How often do they have? Are they live? we've seen a lot of the UX where it's all live and moving continuously. And lastly, what does your client need or you access to so that they can have all things facilities related in one place? So the what's, we have integrations, integrators, real estate payments and real estate and leasing, CAD. Anybody use CAD in TRIRIGA? We integrate our CAD over to Esri, ArcGIS. So, everything has moving points. Invoices, external procurement systems, and external finance systems. We have every day 10 integrations that come into our system from our procurement system and from our finance system. So at any one time, everything in TRIRIGA is up to date. We don't use the procurement in TRIRIGA because we are a state, so we are regulated on what we can use, and we have to use the state procurement system. Okay, well then how do we get that into the system so that when our technicians or our supervisors go out, they can see, was it put in? When is delivery due? How are we going to get our job done? What is the ETA on the HVAC because it's Arizona? It's a big one right now. So let's move over to the when. When is your system most vulnerable for an audit finding? So let's start with vulnerability. When can vulnerability occur inside TRIRIGA? Manipulation. Where is a pinpoint that manipulation can happen? And single source. So single source, upgrades, implementation, IT updates. How many times has there been an IT update and all of a sudden your phone just starts buzzing? I can't log in, I can't log in, I can't log in. Single sign-on. So the whens, upgraded implementation, IT updates, on-prem or SaaS solutions. Again, two different sets of vulnerability, whether it's up in a cloud or it's sitting on-premise somewhere. Access. What access are they getting? Are they getting too much access? Are they not getting enough access? And then training. We train, we train, we train. It's big. It's great to be able to tell somebody, go here, click here, because what do they want to do? I know I do. I just want to click around and see what I can find and dig, and so training is key. So we have access and usage. We have finance rules, procurement, credit cards, vendor, standard of work. How many people, don't. Each agency has different standards, or each division does things a little bit different in a different way, but how do you standardize that so that everybody is meeting the same point and that they're using the system in the proper way? And last but not least, for us, it's always laws and regulations. Now we're going to move on to the why. Why do you keep ahead, aware of the changes with laws and regulations? Why do you keep and make sure that you're always using the most current system? We use the most current Exchange. We want to use the most current Excel. Keeping ahead of the change. Keeping ahead of the change allows you to make sure that you have your checks and balances in place and reduce your risk. Awareness with statutes, laws, and regulations. It's not just a system. You're using the system for a reason. So with your space management and your leasing and your real estate, what are all those rules and regulations that apply? And know your surroundings. So we have data integrity, staying in compliance, and accurate reporting. You're next.
All right, great, thanks. I'll touch on the next section. And so these are all the requirements that Stephanie put out there, right? And she's like, okay, we got to get all this done in 7 months. We started in October. She's like, money goes away in June. So, and again, it was a 3-ring circus, a big challenge. And I've worked, I've been doing these for years now. I mentioned 24 years just with ECFM, and before that, another 8 years with TRIRGA. And this is the first project which I have delivered where we have been on time and under budget. By the time we were done, we were like, we had money left over. And Stephanie's like, let's do this little thing. Let's do facilities projects. So it was, now before we started here, there's a lot of planning that went in, right? So it took a year of planning. First they went through a selection process. They looked at TRIRGA. They looked at Max Panda. I don't know if anyone has heard of Max Panda, but and iOffice. They looked at 3 products and chose TRIRGA. And why did they choose TRIRGA? One of the reasons was it met their current requirements and also would meet their future requirements. Now, there are a number of agencies in Arizona. DOT is one of the agencies. At this point, because of the success of the project, other agencies, it has become the default system for the other agencies. How can we manipulate data? How can we segregate, have multiple agencies coming in? So all that thought process went in selecting the application. Now, it also needed a lot of planning to deliver this project on time, on budget, because money goes away. And so we started off with building the standards, the system processes, the portfolio, looking at all the buildings they have, looking at where that data is. And one good thing about this project, it was Stephanie and her team that we were dealing with. And she would make things happen. Right? We would say, hey, we need location. She was on it. She would get the location. She's got a financial background, and she's very modest, but financial background, she knows everything about, at Arizona DOT. So we looked at locations, the employees that had to be there. We looked at the work tasks of how it goes through the life cycle using state families, like how it changes and who can manipulate those work tasks, because there are interfaces that are tying into that, right? Then we looked at, this is the whole idea of being able to audit. Who has changed the status of the work task? Real estate side, we implemented GASB, we had accounts payable, receivables, from a CAD integration, the bidirectional link to AutoCAD. The drawing standards had to be done before that. From a space management perspective, the occupancy, the chargebacks. And then the key thing is knowing is preventing. Knowing how to break the system so that you can prevent it in UAT. We had a very short UAT, I think, 4 weeks? So we broke the system before, or she broke it. So knowing is preventing, knowing what could go wrong with the system is important. Always keep the end in mind. Someone can do this to break the system. Someone can add, so you have to really plan out that way. And then you're always keeping ahead of change. So any change management happens, that's critical, because you have your users, we just turned everyone on and had to go live. So we have to keep ahead of change. So change management is critical for delivering a project. I know probably you guys have all heard this, but I just wanted to tell you what was the mantra of getting this project done in seven weeks, and then getting recognized today by, I don't know if you guys were in the award ceremony, we got the best implementation in the past 2 years. So, we're really proud of that. And the only reason we did that is because of all these steps that we took. Integrations. We built integrations from knowing where the financial information is coming from, where it's coming from, with different interfaces from financial, from procurement, how it impacts the system. That's where we can, those are the weak points. That's what Stephanie was saying earlier, that hey, you got to identify where your system can break. So knowing that a financial system, a wrong file coming in, can break the system. Initially, the files were coming without the interfaces, and she had to manipulate that. So those are the weak points that we identified, that interfaces are the weakest points of the system. The single sign-on that we had to do with having the, being an IBM SaaS, getting that done, getting the integrations there, getting the data pushed off to, that was a big challenge. And I really commend our partnership with IBM that made it happen. And then looking at that, never underestimate what can go wrong with the system. All right? So we have discussed that we did number of modules, three modules, 7 months, 1 month UAT, very aggressive schedule. Again, we knew the money is going to go away because we could not move it to the next year. So that was our target. I said, we have to get the project done, whether we work 24 hours a day, but that was the goal. And then also never underestimate the ability of your users to manipulate the system and break the system. Okay, they can go and break anything. You give them anything, they will break it. So keeping ahead of that is critical. Making sure you have looked at all the different use cases, build all your test cases so that you can, touch all this. Guess what happened to, the one wrong file brought the whole world down a couple of weeks ago. It brought down 500 of our servers down because we were using CloudStrike. But, it meant manually going in. And I have customers who can attest to that. We were like, one single mistake, I don't know who made that mistake, but has cost the world millions of dollars, delta $500 million. So those, you have to look at that. What can break a system? Because it's going to have an impact later in whether it's financial, from an implementation perspective. But key is from the impression of the system. If the system, the users will say, hey, I was sitting in Henry's presentation yesterday. I worked with Northwestern before, and he said they lost confidence in the system because, there was slowness in the system. So identifying all those ahead, right, before you do an upgrade, knowing what can break is critical. So never underestimate what can go wrong, and be prepared for the worst. So if you're prepared for the worst, you will have a successful implementation, and next year you'll be getting an award. So Stephanie, you want to say something? And the thing is, are you prepared for this challenge? I don't know if anyone out here is getting ready to do an upgrade, getting ready. So hopefully the lessons that, we learned, planning is critical.